What's up guys, it's Missy. I am back with another SimCity Buildit video. This video is a very important if you are in my CoM training course or trying to get into my CoM training course, then you will need to watch this video, okay? So, as of now, I'm making major changes to the Contest of Mayors training course. First off, I have a lot of people that want in to the Contest of Mayors training course. I'm going to go ahead and explain the changes that are being made and the people that will be eligible and the people that will not be eligible. So what the Contest of Mayors training course is I have been studying the Contest of Mayors for a really long time, and I have put together a method that I teach people to utilize so that they can win each week. I have a Facebook group where a lot of people go and they post their weekly win based on using my method. So you can see that other mayors that have utilized it, it does work. If you want to be a part of that Facebook group, you just type in SimCity Buildit, MissyAnne and you click join. Okay, so Contest of Mayors training means that you have watched the videos and that you are still having trouble or that you want to know how you're doing. There's two types of things that I offer to help people. Now, there's a lot of people, and as my channel grows, there's more and more of you, and there's only one of me. So I have to be very limited to the people that I choose to take on for CoM training. Now, lately, because there hasn't been, so many of you guys, I've been able to help pretty much anybody that has asked for my help. As of now, because of people that I've had to deal with, or types of players, people not taking my advice 100%, I have decided to change the course and limit the amount of people that I'm helping. First off, I do this for free, okay? So I just recently was able to monetize my videos, meaning every like and subscribe makes a huge difference to the monetization. But that's about all I've made as far as this goes. So keep in mind that I offer my help to you for free. I take time out of my day to help others. And if I'm spending it fighting with you to prove my point, I'm not going to do that. You either trust that I know what I'm talking about and you're here to learn from me, or you know more than I and you don't need my help. Okay? So most of the time I don't have people like that. But this last week I've had 2 people that have tried that with me, and both of those people had it backfire. Both of them lost from not taking my advice, and they now want my help again. Well, no, that ain't how it works. Okay, you don't get to join my CoM training for all of a couple of days, think you know better than me, and then when it backfires say, oh, well, can you help me again? No, sorry. So here's the deal. I used to take on people that were at any point in the contest, because I knew that if you were in the lower leagues, you may need help. And if you're a player that really shows potential, I want to help you. And I can tell pretty much right away now if somebody is serious and when they're not serious, or when somebody just wants me to give them an answer or when they don't. So here's the new rules. You have to be in Mega before I will train you. And you have to be a candidate for Mega. And what that means is you have to have all of your shop slots unlocked, and I need to see screenshots of that, okay? So all 11 slots for every shop need to be unlocked. You need to be in the Mega League, and you need to have cash, at least 200 cash on your city. That is the only way I will train you. You have to be serious, and you have to not be argumentative. If I'm spending the whole week fighting with you to prove a point, then I'm not teaching. I'm fighting with you, right? Now, most players aren't like that. Most players are pretty, respectful of the fact that I offer help for free and they want to learn. So I also have a limit to the people that I will train, okay? I haven't put that limit there, but there are a couple of different ways that I train. Now, one of the ways is I work with you one-on-one until I get to know you better. Once I feel that you are at a point where you're decent enough, I may group you in with another player so that I can minimize the amount of people that I have to respond to. For instance, I have players that are in my group. Oh, that's the other thing that you have to have. You have to be in a group that does war. You cannot be in my training course if you are in a group that does not do war. Okay? So 2 or 3 of the people that I've had come to me for training have wasted my time because I spend a couple days training them or whatever, and we get into it, and then they get a war assignment, and I say, okay, this is your next play, and they're like, well, I can't do that. What? Why? Well, my club doesn't do war, or my club only does war on the weekends. Seriously? I can't train somebody like that. You have to be able to do every assignment that comes across your plate. If you are going to... Do you realize what you're saying? You're saying every single week that when these tasks pop up, you're not going to be able to do them. That don't work for me, because that means that you basically lose. Now, could you go against somebody who's not very competitive and win? It's possible. Is it possible that you don't get very many war tasks this week? That's possible too. But the bottom line is, it's going to be an issue. If you do not have a group that does war, we do war, and we do have a few places open, but you have to get in when our the war cooldown is going on. Okay, so be sure to watch for that. But more importantly, if you can't do every assignment that comes across your plate, I will not train you. Okay, I'm not going to waste my time all damn week, and then you get a 3K war deliveries assignment and you have to cancel it. And then you get a launch disaster and you have to cancel it. Or, well, I got to wait a day and a half because I got to wait for the monster to get here. But then I can't do this, this, and this. No, dude, you can't play competitively like that. Okay? And I'm not going to train somebody like that. The next thing is I have a level limit. If you want to train and you are past level 24, then it's going to be a little different for you. I have to know that you are all in, meaning when you sign on, if you have regional maps unlocked or you're a high level player, you need to be aware that you are spending more than you are gaining. And if you're cool with that, then I'll train you. But if you start this, well, I don't really want to spend the cash, so I'm just going to cancel this. And, well, I've already done this many regional things, so I'm just going to da-da-da-da-da. And the next thing you know, they're 30,000 points in the hole, they've lost, and it's been a waste of my time. When you're a high-level player and you play the Contest of Mayors, you do not benefit, okay? You don't. It's that simple. It's extremely expensive. You're going to spend more than 10 gold tokens, and you're going to spend more than 2,000 cash if you're a high enough player, especially if you want to hit in the first place. And all of that could be completely thrown out the window with a hacker involved. And more than likely, you're going to have hackers. So I advise not playing the Contest of Mayors if you are at that threshold. Okay? So I'm going to be very picky about the people that I train. And if you are in my CoM training course, you may not make the cut. I may have to drop you. I apologize for that, but it's not ideal for me or for you, and I'm not, the time that I spend helping players that are low level or that aren't going to listen is time that I could be spending with somebody who shows more potential, okay? I need players who aren't going to question my advice, that when they question my advice, it's for a learning experience. I want you to question what I say. If I say, hey, you should be doing this over that, I want you to say, okay, can you please explain to me why? So that you know why we're doing what we're doing. But what I don't want is, well, I'm going to do this, but thanks for your opinion. That's not the point of the training course. So that you can come back to me 2 hours later and say, oh, maybe I see now why you said that. Really? You don't say. Look, man, I'm not here to prove whether I do or don't know what I'm talking about. I'm here to help you, okay? So that's how this is going to go. Now, CoM training, this is how it works. You're going to send in your screenshots before you make your selection, okay? I'm going to respond to you and say if your choice is correct or incorrect, meaning you're going to send in your screenshot top and bottom, and you're going to say, this is the choice I think it is. and I'm going to give you a thumbs up if you're correct, and I'm going to give you a no, this is what you need to do if you are incorrect. If you are curious as to why I chose what I chose, or it doesn't make sense to you, I want you to ask me. Usually I tell you why, though. Okay, then if you don't hear from me within a timely manner, and that depends on you. You know, if you feel that 5 minutes is as long as you want to wait, or 2 minutes, or 2 hours, that's totally on you, but don't wait too long, okay? Just proceed on. Do what you do. If I have time to get back to you, I will. Everybody's on different time zones, and you can't expect me to be at your beck and call every 2 seconds. That's just not how this works, okay? I will get back to you when I'm available. I will review all of the choices that you made, and I will tell you if the past choices that you made were incorrect or correct. And then I will guide you in the right direction based on where you're at right now. When you send in your screenshots for the choices that you made while I was not around, make sure that the task is selected so that I don't have to sit there and figure out which one you did. Meaning, click start and then do the screenshot and then send it to me so it shows me which task you chose, okay? That's how that's gonna work. Now, if you want just an assessment of how you're doing, that's a whole different thing. That's not CoM training. I am more than happy to do an assessment on the choices that you made during the week. Now, this is something that I advise pretty much a lot of players to do if you're a serious Contest of Mayors player. This will allow you to know where you are making your mistakes and where you need help, okay? So how does this work? How this works is, and you need to be in Mega, okay? I don't want to review anybody's stuff if you're below Mega anymore. It's too complicated to try to explain to people, and it takes up too much of my time. So everybody needs to be in Mega. So what you're going to do is you are going to take screenshots of all of your choices throughout the entire week. What this means is that you need to make sure that you have selected the task, okay? So I want to see the task already selected in your list. So you're going to hit start, okay? And you're going to take the screenshot just like this. Every 5 tasks, I want you to take a screenshot of the bottom of your list. That way I don't have to go back, 40 screenshots to see the bottom of your list. So whether it's changed or not, I want you to take a screenshot of the bottom of your list every 5 tasks. You're going to keep these in order, and at the end of the week when you are done, you're going to send me all of your screenshots, including your placement. Okay, so where you placed at the end when you finished your tasks, and then your final placement after the Contest of Mayors ended. What I will do is I will review all of your choices, and I will grade it, and I will say, okay, on task 57 you did this correct. Now what this means is, if you go up to the top right corner of this screen, how it says 12 left, if I say task 57, that means that you had 57 tasks remaining. That's the only way I'm going to be able to mark your screenshots, okay? So I'll give you the list and I'll say, okay, at task 12, this is what you did wrong. This is what the choice should have been. Now, what would be best for me is, let's say that you're looking at your list and you know that the choice should have been the monster, but the monster's not there. What you can do is, when you take your screenshot, go like this, hit screenshot, and you'll see a little edit button. Now everybody's phone is different, but you'll see a little edit button right here, and you'll see a crayon. And what you can do is you can write on your screenshots, and you can say, monster 12 hours away, something like that. Or you can just simply put it in text. Now, another way that you can do it, if maybe your phone doesn't have a lot of storage. My phone, the screenshots, or my phone is on silent all the time, okay? So you can send in your screenshots as you do them. And for some people, this makes it easier. So when you do your task, maybe you'll send in 5 screenshots at a time, and you'll say, okay, this is what I got going on, and this is why. You know, I did this because of that, and you can just update me in the text, okay? That's the easiest option that I have. But some players, they just want to do it all at once. It's totally up to you how you do it. Now, if you're asking for my help, then you would say, hey, I need your help real quick. But that's more of a CoM training thing, not a task assessment. Task assessment, I'm just assessing your choices, okay? I'm not offering my help for you until the end, when I'm reviewing all of your choices. Now, what I will do when I review your choices is I'll tell you, you know, like, hey, you're doing a lot wrong here, or no, you've got it, you know, you're doing really good. This is where you're lacking, blah, blah, blah. One of the ways that you can test your knowledge is to go to my channel and type in CoM, test, and I have 2 videos there. Take both of those tests and test your knowledge. Now, be warned, these tests are not easy. They are meant to show you where you're doing stuff wrong, okay? So you need to look outside the box. You need to look at everything. Now, if you don't make the cut, I apologize, but when you go into Mega, that's how it's gonna be, you know? It's just how it is. So I need to know that you are a serious player. I don't want somebody who says, well, you know, I just do all my assignments the last day of the contest. No. I don't want somebody who, you know, drops off the map for 24 hours and then says, well, so sorry about the last 24 hours, but I was sleeping and doing laundry, but I might get a task done today. No, I'm not training people like that, okay? So if you didn't make the cut, like I said, I apologize. If I have time and I get people trained up eventually, I might have other trainers that can help people. But right now, nobody is in a position to be a trainer at this current time. They're close. You know, I got one person that's really close to being a trainer, but not quite. Anyways, so right now, the people that have for sure made the cut, Bree is in. You're fine. Tanya, you're okay. Sydney, CPT, you 4 are okay. Elle, you're still in. And I have the, who else? I know those 5 are still in training, okay? CPT and Sydney are in group training. Tanya and Bree are in another group training. And then Elle is in single training. What that means is Bree and Tanya are in a training course through a group chat on Facebook, meaning I speak to both of them at the same time. That way, when I'm not on, they're able to help each other with their tasks and come to a conclusion when I'm not around. Same with CPT and Sydney. Now this week, I haven't been able to get back to people near as frequently as I normally would because I've been competing myself. So this week is a little unusual, okay? I will be sending out messages to people that are no longer in training. And if you would like to be considered for training, just make sure that you are in the Mega League and that you have at least 200 cash and that all of your shops are unlocked, okay? And make sure you have all 5 slot factories and that you are in a club that does war. I need to know that you can do any task that comes across your plate, okay? All right.